event the other night.
Man, it was another good little night. I like this set that I did way more than the one I did last week. Not to say it was a bad one last week, but I think or the week before, I mean, but this past Saturday, I think the vibe was really there. I think the vibe was really there. It's a newer spot too. It's like on the east side of Portland. It's a newer spot. So it's still taking some time to like build more foot traffic, but the people that were in there, they were vibing. I will tell you, what do you think was the song that really got the people moving?
I would say Not Like Us, but I have a feeling you're going to go in another direction.
Nah, take a guess. I'll give you a hint. It was for the aunties and the uncles.
Oh, Outstanding, the Gap Band.
No.
Oh. Or was it?
Hold on, let me see.
Well, give me the genre and the decade and I can figure it out.
R&B.
Okay. What decade?
Between 85 and 95.
85 and 95 R&B. Okay. Robert Kelly was very popular. Don't you say Bump and Grind.
I got you, my brother.
Okay. Ah.
Soon as this came on, the aunties got up, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but thank you for being here today. As always, when you see this Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Los D Mix, of course, joined here by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, my man, Danny Ocean. How we doing?
Oh, we great. Shaved today. Shaved my head today, so it is really smooth today. I really enjoy when we pod, and I shave the morning of, and you say the smoothest bald head because it's actually true.
I just don't think you should say like you should speak about like your hair and then say I'm really happy. When you speak to another man, because that's
okay. That's fair. Just know that people think being bald is easy. It's actually a lot of hard work, especially to achieve maximum smoothness.
At some point, the bald community has to stop acting like they were victims. The bald community has to stop acting like being bald is really difficult. You're bald for a reason.
I never said I was a victim. All I said was people think being bald is easy, and when you have to shave your head, you have to be very careful.
Top three hardest things about being bald:
shaving, because you have to make sure you don't cut your head. Because if you cut your head, that's a wrap. At least for a week.
Okay.
Because you can't keep shaving over an open wound. So, like, if I can nick the back of my head and cut, like, I have to wait for the scab to come and the scab to fall off. So I have to shave around it. So you have like a little hairy spot, and it looks very weird unless you put a Band-Aid over it. That's kind of the way around it. Second thing,
a colored Band-Aid, right?
Yes, a colored Band-Aid. Got to blend in. The second thing is, well, for me, so like my hair grows everywhere, but it doesn't grow at the top. So if I don't shave, so I shave every other day, but if I miss a day, like you can really tell what I've fallen victim to. So for me, it has to be like I got to stay on top of it. Every other day, I got to shave. No matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, I got to shave every other day. If not, it look crazy. Crazy.
Bald head. This is what you gotta do.
And then the third thing is skincare. Like you have to lotion your head. Like your head, it's skin, so you have to take care of it like you would your elbows, your knees. So,
you not you up here talking about moisturizing your bald head.
Yeah.
Listen, where are we going as a culture? Speaking of culture.
Yes.
Where do you want to talk? Political culture? BET culture?
Nah, let's start in politics. It's too funny not to talk about. It's too funny.
Tell me you saw that debate last Thursday night.
So I did not. I refused to watch it because I knew what it was going to be. I saw clips on Twitter, and then I went to the barbershop Friday to get my beard trimmed. And my barber was like, "Did you watch it?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "No, no, 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 no." So he started playing it, and I caught the first 30 minutes, and it was everything that I thought it was going to be. And Twitter did not do it justice. Like Twitter did a great job recapping in real time, but watching those two, it was something to behold, and I don't mean that in a good way, but it was funny.
Across the border illegally, that's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump? This is.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Objectively hilarious.
Let me tell y'all something. That was just, my brother, a small glimpse into what we missed. Or what you missed. I watched it. I ate my dinner. I just sat back and I watched. I was about 15 minutes in and could not stop laughing. First thing I'm noticing as I'm watching, every time Joe Biden is not talking, he is staring off into the abyss. So I'm wondering, I'm sitting here talking to my dog saying, could they turn the camera around? What is he looking at? I want to know what is he?
You know what he was looking at? The Grim Reaper was out there like, what are we doing here, dog? It was the light.
Listen, that brother was just staring. And to those who don't believe me, brother, look at this. Come on, man. Hold on.
Do you remember why you looked at that? Remember the Bone Thugs and Harmony song? I got
brother. Who was he looking at?
I'll show you. Hold on.
Who was he looking at?
I got you. Hold on. You might be you know who this is. You know exactly who this is.
Who? Show me this brother.
This is what he saw. Oh dang! It won't let me. It's a GIF. Now I'm gonna find this joint.
What do you say to the White House shortly coming out, maybe a little bit afterwards, saying that he had a cold?
That's crazy. How convenient.
Listen, on the flip side, while he was very coherent, Trump was up there just lying, bro. Trump was
elite liar. Just lying his ass off. And people were just like, yeah.
Listen, and he never answered questions.
No.
All he did, it would be like, well, back to what he said. Look, Mr. President, will you accept whatever result of this election comes out of it? Yeah, I hear you. But back to Russia real quick. You see,
hold on.
Putin wouldn't have played with me like that.
He wouldn't have touched me.
Listen, he was basically up there saying, yo, Joe, Putin think you kind of a biatch. He wouldn't have played with me like
that. None of these pictures are big enough, but you'll get it when I share it. Hold on. You are old enough to understand this reference.
Oh man.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Can we make that the big screen?
Yeah, we're right here.
That's who he was staring at.
You think that's who he saw?
That's who he saw. And for those on the audio adventure, it is the picture of the black man who dies in the Bone Thugs and Harmony video, The Crossroads. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. That man was looking at the angel of death. I don't. But then he goes to the Waffle House. Did you see the clip of him at the Waffle House afterwards?
Yeah, they gave him a little boost of vitamin C.
Yeah, like his dap game is strong. And then he was in North Carolina, and it was like, okay, where was that energy? Who is this man?
What do you say to the reports that some Democrats after that debate was like, nah, he got to go?
I was one of those people like, ooh, this what we doing?
He got to step down though, because it's too late to deny him
it's too late, the nomination. So I was reading that there is no like protocol for this. If he steps down, it's just going to be like a power vacuum, and it's just going to be Dems. It's a free for all. Like there's no process in place to like, okay, here's how we orderly pick another candidate. It's just a free for all. Which sounds right. That's the most American thing I've ever heard.
You know, here's the funny part. I don't know if that helps or hurts the other side. If that was the case,
Yeah, like you don't. I
you
don't
get
think.
someone else in there. A lot more people will probably vote that whoever the replacement is before they vote for 45 again.
Yeah, but who you gonna get? Who everybody gonna agree on? Like, it's not like there's a star, right? Like in 2016, like Obama was the star. Like, ain't no stars over there. You gonna do
2012,
AOC?
2008. You mean?
Yeah, '08. My bad. Yeah, like '08, it was very clear. Yeah, it's him. Ain't nobody there. Like, there's no star. Like, I read about the governor of California, whatever.
Gavin Newsom.
Gabby Newsom. You got Kamala. Ain't nobody voting for no black woman. That ain't gonna happen.
That's crazy that nobody want to see Kamala step up and be the first president.
Nah. If they didn't vote for a white woman, they damn sure ain't gonna vote for no Negro.
Say that again, Chuck. What you said, Chuck? What you said? And Shaq, you nasty for being with that hot girl.
Son,
hey, you a wild boy, Shaq.
He a nasty man.
Shaq also took Brittany Renner out. You remember that picture?
I do, dog. I feel so sorry for that Hawk Tua girl.
Why? She
gonna have to every man she meet, every man she interested in. That's gonna be the topic of conversation.
Why? What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Every man that she interested in, now Hawk Tua gonna come into a conversation.
Yeah, because they're gonna try to see what that Hawk Tua do.
That's what I'm saying. Every man she interested in,
they're gonna be trying to see what that Hawk Tua do.
Or some people are only gonna talk to her because she the Hawk Tua girl.
Hey, fame got a price. It's up to you. You get, hey, Superhead was Superhead for a reason before she changed the name to Karen Stevens.
Karan Steffens, isn't it?
Oh, Karan Steffens, whatever.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
ACDC BC. Yo, we
rap come at a price.
Hey, yo. They do come at a price. Listen, this is what some of y'all get. You want to be freaky ass people to get famous? Get a little, a little third. By the way, people, she never got fired from her job, by the way.
She probably got promoted.
What type of America? Oh, yeah, somewhat, yes. Yeah, she probably got promoted.
I'm about to say, she probably got promoted.
If that boss is a dude, he probably said, oh, Hawk Tua, we can promote her.
Oh, yeah, her review is great.
Great. Absolutely sparktacular. You've been doing anything in the fantasy world? Been making any moves or anything?
No. Kyle.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are listening, Kyle, one of our very good
kick him the fuck out the league.
He said in the All Money In League, which is my fantasy, one of our fantasy leagues we're together. He says I have TJ Hawkinson and Tua Tagovailoa on my team, so he doesn't have Hawk Tua on his team.
Kick Kyle out the
Kyle, I did not know you was a freak ass boy like that.
Kick Kyle,
but I guess that's that Canadian in you.
Whoa, is that how y'all get down up north? Y'all beat up Rick Ross and y'all.
Yo. Did you watch the video? I'm sitting there like, yes. Okay, what are we doing here?
Where did Ross go? Because he's there shirtless.
Vancouver.
And then all of a sudden, he has disappeared and his bodyguard is getting his ass beat.
And like, hey, I guess they didn't like that, not like us stuff.
That's why you gotta hire security.
Better security. His security was there.
Oh, you gotta hire, but yeah, you gotta hire ex-military. You gotta hire someone who you think, I wonder if they have a Confederate flag gnome at their house.
You gotta hire someone that keep that thing on them.
Yes.
Keep that thing on them.
Keep that thing. Wingstop ain't save them.
Danny, you're the one who traded Kyle TJ Hawkinson.
So I did, but I did not. This was well before Hawk Tua was a thing.
Yeah. I hear you, freak ass boy. All right, Danny. Today we're gonna talk a little bit free agency in the NBA. Talk a little bit about the NBA draft that was last week. Hit a little WNBA. See what they're talking about in terms of where we're at with the Rookie of the Year rankings and race. On the back end, we'll talk a little NFL. Oh man, talk a little NFL, and then later we got some funny things to talk about in the big deal or no deal. Let's start with the NBA because it is the start of NBA free agency, and this is really one of the most dramatic time periods in an NBA season, right along with the trade deadline, because the free agency and trade deadline is when divas become divas to help get out of their situations. So let's run through a few things. Danny, Klay Thompson is now a Dallas Maverick. How we feeling over there?
It still hasn't sunk in. You and I were talking Sunday night, and I don't want to bring our personal conversation to the show, but I said to you, like when it was between the Lakers and the Mavericks, you texted me and you were like, he about to be a Maverick. And I said, no one ever picks Dallas over LA. We had the DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard, Mark Cuban fumbled Andre Iguodala. Like the Mavericks post-championship have fumbled free agency in a way that makes me embarrassed sometimes to be a Mavs fan. And then he signed. And then he signed, and I texted like, "Oh, it isn't finalized." Woj was like, "Yeah, they're still working on it." I was like, "There's still a chance." And then it was finalized, and all it cost the Mavericks were 2 second-round picks and sending Josh Green to Charlotte. I can't believe it. Is this what it's like to be the pretty girl at the bar? That someone picks you? Is this what it feels like to be the bride and not the bridesmaid? Because it's a great feeling. Klay's 34. I get it. I understand the concerns about the Mavericks defense. I get it. I'm right there with you. But for once, the biggest fish in the pond came to Dallas. It's never happened in my lifetime, especially post-championship. It still hasn't sunk in yet, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Who is gonna be playing defense? Y'all's game's gonna be like 140 to 132.
That's so they traded for Quentin Grimes, more shooting, and they signed a guy from New Orleans. I forgot his name, who's a great defender. But when you're closing out games, it's going to be Kyrie, Luka, Klay, PJ, and either Lively or Gafford, and that does not sound like a lot of defense to me. Now I know people are like, oh well, you can run them off the line, funnel them to Lively or Gafford. They're great rim protectors, which they are, but at some point you're gonna have to guard someone 1-on-1. Like, if you play the Celtics, you have 3 people you can pick on. You can have 3 people Jason and Tatum can run in a high pick and roll and just pick on. All right, I want to pick on Luka. I can pick on Kyrie. Klay's not the defender he once was. I don't think he's a minus defender. I think he's just an average defender. But I feel like Luka and Kyrie are minus defenders. I don't know. That's Jason Kidd's job to figure out. They have all the shooting they need now because that's what was missing against Boston. Tim Hardaway Jr. missing wide open threes. Derrick Jones Jr. missing wide open threes. I think Klay makes those, or at least a decent amount of those. He shot 39% from 3 last year. He averaged.
And where did y'all get Quentin Grimes from? The Knicks?
Pistons. He was in the Tim Hardaway Jr. trade.
Yeah, poor Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yo, let me tell you something. When Nico sends someone off the team, he sends them to the gulag. It's either Detroit or Charlotte. That's the only place he sent Grant Williams to Charlotte. He sent Josh Green to Charlotte. He sent Tim Hardaway Jr. to Detroit.
Grant Williams to Charlotte.
Yeah, remember Grant Williams signed with the Mavericks last year, and then before the trade line, they traded him to Charlotte for PJ.
Is Grant Williams still in the Hornets?
Yeah, he's still on the Hornets.
It sounds like Grant Williams. He's not a locker. I digress. All right, well, good for Mavericks fans. Good.
How do you feel? Because you're a Lakers fan and you're on the other end of this coin.
Listen, it's taxing to live in California, brother. He was tired of it.
I guess.
His dad wasn't too happy about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, your dad broadcasts the games. You have history with the Lakers. And if you really want to stick it to Golden State and Steph, go play with LeBron. Go play with AD.
I think it would have taken too long for a deal to get done because we would have had to figure out. You guys had to leg up on us that in the fact that to make that deal with Klay work, we would have had to probably trade D'Lo, and so we would have had to find a third team ourselves, and that probably would have been the hard one because we were trying to get from the Warriors. They didn't want to take D'Lo back because they traded him away to begin with. So why would they want
Yeah.
him back? So
I'm just shocked. I never thought the day. Now again, Clay's 34, and that's a 3-year contract with no options. So he there for 3 years, unless he's traded. But I just can't believe the biggest fish in the pond decided to come to Dallas. It still hasn't sunk in, to be honest.
what about the other big fish in the free agency market, Paul George, who came to agreement with the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Sixers also agreed to an extension for Tyrese Maxey. How you feeling about the Philadelphia 76ers and their additions to their roster?
I mean, you got to feel great, right? Like you put up with James Harden's bullshit for this moment. Like you dealt with all that hard nonsense. You made it known last year that you were going to have the cap space for a superstar. You had your eyes on Paul George, and it worked out. Which is crazy because you risk when you trade James Harden to the Clippers that he gonna get there and be like, "Yo, Daryl Morey a snake," which is what Harden did. Can't trust Daryl. He a liar. It didn't matter. They still went and got Paul George
From the Clippers.
from the Clippers. If they are healthy, I don't know how they don't come out of the East. Because Boston has no answer for Joel Embiid. You can hit as many threes as you want. Like before Joel was hurt, Cal, can you look this up? His shooting splits were like 40, 50, 90 or something like that. It was insane before he got hurt.
I wouldn't necessarily say they have no answer for him. I mean, like I would love to. I think Boston beat Philly in the head-to-head series this year, didn't they?
I mean, Joel got hurt like in November, December, right? Like it was early in the season, and he was never right. And that's the thing. If Joel and Paul George are healthy, because Tyrese Maxey is going to be healthy, he's young. Like that team can give Boston, because who can guard Joel, right? Like Al Horford is old. Now, traditionally, Al Horford has had Joel in a chokehold, but how old is Al Horford now? 35?
Hey, Puerto Rican Al or Dominican Al still got some life in them legs.
I'm sorry. He just turned 38. Is that if you're Boston, is that what you're doing? Yeah, man. 38 Al Horford. Go out there and play Joel for 30 minutes. Can you do that? No, man.
Yeah.
And you don't need playoff pick. You don't need Joel to be the guy because you have Maxey and Joel. It's like all the pressure is off Paul George.
Are we sure about that?
Not all the pressure, but not like in LA, it was just him or Kawhi. Like one of you two got to do it. Now you got a third guy. So that takes a little bit extra off you because I think Maxey is a emerging superstar. I don't think he's a superstar yet, but he is on that path.
You think so?
Or let me say a bottom tier superstar, because he's not going to be like a Steph or Luka or a Giannis or even a Joel.
I don't know. I think he's in like I think Tyrese Maxey has like Devin Booker.
Yeah. That's a yes.
Funny enough, they both went to Kentucky. Let me ask you a question. I saw this question earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find it. Do you remember? Let's see if I can find this post. It was a Kentucky post, Kentucky basketball post. It was blue versus white. Let me see if I can find it. And I think Team Blue had. Oh my gosh! All right, why don't you talk while I find it?
Okay. We can go over some of the minor deals while you're doing that. The Clippers extend Harden for 2 years, $70 million. I don't think if you're the Clippers after you lose Paul George, I think that's your only move left. Excuse me. LeBron out here doing more elite lying, saying that he was open to take a pay cut. LeBron won't go take no pay cut. I don't believe.
All right, they said that because they wanted the Lakers to go out and sign some, and then their top 3 free agency classes. Free agents they didn't sign.
Did you believe? Did you believe LeBron? You believe Brown would have taken a pay cut for Clay? Because I don't.
Uh, yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay.
He's in that.
Um,
I mean, He's in that point of his career. Is he not?
I mean, he took a pay. Didn't he? They all took a pay cut in Miami, and that's the only time LeBron's taking a pay cut, and that was for his best friend. Um, Hartenstein returns to OKC. Now he has a New York flair to him. He's all tatted up now. Chet Holmgren with a wild ass sentence.
Okay, so I was looking at, and this is a good deal for OKC, but I was looking more in depth into their payroll. Their payroll makes absolutely no sense.
What do you mean?
In term, well, not in a bad way. It's really in like an impressive way. Like Sam Presti, like I see why they say what they say about Sam Presti. If you look at their payroll, obviously SJ is making a lot of money.
Yeah, as he should.
Hartenstein too, but the rest of those guys, man.
And you still have all those draft picks. Like they are definitely in a position where if they're don't let Giannis be disgruntled. Like don't let Giannis raise his voice and be like, all right, y'all, this was fun. Because whoo, buddy, OKC can give you whatever you want.
You think so?
For Giannis, all those first round picks, they can give you, and that's not just Giannis, right? Any superstar that's disgruntled, you can look at OKC, and OKC can say, yeah, we can do it. Like what you want, let's make this happen. Any superstar.
Yeah. Do you think OKC sends players or picks first?
If it's for someone like Giannis, who do you want that is not SGA and Chet?
What if they say Chet?
Nah. Ooh, we'd have to have a conversation. Because Giannis and Chet, like Chet can shoot, but Giannis can do everything else. Like we'd have to have a conversation. But if I say, hey, dog, I can give you 7 first-round picks. I can give you Lou Dort. I can give you Jalen Williams. I can give you, we can't trade Hartenstein. I can give you Alex Caruso for Giannis. That's how you rebuild.
Wait, you said Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams. I can give you Lou Dort. I can give you Alex Caruso. They got like 25 first-round picks over the next 6 years. Dog, you can have them.
I don't think that little combination is doing it either.
Hold on. What's that? It's not the draft machine. Where is it at? There it is. Let's do this trade in real time. Is that okay? Because now I'm intrigued.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to share the screen. This has turned into, it's gotten a life of its own. Where's the share screen? There it is. All right, so team 1, Milwaukee. There they go. Team 2, OKC. Where are they at? Where the hell is the Thunder? There they go, at the top. All right. So Giannis is going to the Thunder. I can give you Lou Dort. Josh Giddey is gone. I can give you Jalen Williams. Let's see. Where are them picks at? Here they go. 36 picks. Get out of here, dog. I can give you, look at all these round ones. I can give you Miami's first round pick. So let's do this. Let's give you the Clippers first round pick because that's going to be valuable. I can give you Utah's 2025 round 1. I can give you the Thunder's round 1 pick. I can give you the Warriors 2026 round 2. And then let me throw in the Clippers 2027 because that pick is going to be extremely valuable for a team that's rebuilding. So I'm going to give you Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, 1, 2, 3, 4 first round picks and a second round pick. Let's see if this works. Or do I have to send out more?
You might have to add more from the
Bucks.
I
might have to add more. I might have to add more salary to match the Giannis. All right, let's try the trade. Yeah, that works.
That's crazy.
That works. You see what I'm saying, though?
That's crazy. That's great. Do you think a GM would do that for real?
Here's the thing about these kind of things. If Giannis has told you he wants to go, you don't have any leverage. So who can give me the best package? It's going to be the Thunder. They're the only team that can give you a decent package.
I guess this is why the Packers, per se, believes in trading them sooner rather than later.
Yeah, again, that's also the Howie Roseman rule of trading. I'll trade you a year early before I trade you a year late. I'll trade you. You can have one good year at your new place, and then you're gonna fall off a cliff.
Yeah. So I guess if you're the Bucks, do you ever consider just straight up trading Giannis?
If he said and this is all hypothetical,
I'm
right?
talking about if he didn't say it, but you.
Oh hell no! If he don't say it, I ain't gonna say it. Because if you have Giannis, you have a chance. But if you're
sort of like with this Paul George thing, I think the Clippers looked at this team and their outcome over the years, and they said, "All right, one of y'all's got to go.
Yeah.
Which one do we really think we
and
value more?"
I think we're in a world where this new CBA in this second apron, like once you hit that second apron, like there are restrictions. Like you are locked into your team. There's very little you can do to improve your team. So like once you cross that second apron, like you're in no man's land. And these teams like, no, I ain't going to that second apron. I mean, Boston is, because they can win it. They just won a championship. They're going all in 1,000%. Like if you're a Boston, fuck that apron. If we can win 2 out of the next 5 or 3 out of the next 7 or whatever, or 3 out of the next 6, let's do it. Same with Denver. Fuck it. We going over the second apron and it's fine. But if you're a team like the Clippers, like we ain't got no chance. We can't compete with Boston and Denver. Why are we going to go into this world where we're going to be, in cap hell for the next 3 years? No, let's get out of it. Let's get under that second apron and go from there.
So explain to me about this second apron a little bit more.
So from my understanding, like the salary cap, there's a salary floor, I believe, which is 141 million. You can go, I forgot what the cap is. I think the cap is like 163. So there's a space between 163 and what's called the first apron. So once you cross that first apron, there are things that are taken away from you that you can't use that other teams who are under the first apron can use, like trade exceptions, mid-level exceptions, stuff like that. Like you can be over the first apron and still have flexibility, but it's not as flexible as someone who was under the first apron. And then you have the second apron. And I think this is kind of what the Warriors were tried to avoid because they didn't want to pay Klay. Like once you reach over that second apron, now you're paying extra tax on every dollar. Now, like all those trade exceptions, those are gone. When you make trades, you can't I think you can't add 2 minimum level players to a trade to make it work. Like it's just so much harder for flexibility. So you're going to see teams break up so they don't touch that second apron unless you're like a Boston or a Denver when you can contend for a championship.
And this is in the newer CBA or whatever.
Yeah, this is in effect this year. Like I know people who've watched ESPN or whatever keep hearing first apron, second apron. Like that is in effect right now. So teams are trying to avoid that second apron, except Boston at all costs, because Jason Tatum and everybody getting paid in Boston right now.
And they think this is the way to create a little bit more parity within the league.
Yeah, and then also with the new CBA, like free agency, like the first hour used to be like hot and heavy, and like that's gone now too out of the new CBA because now the tampering period, I believe, does not exist. So teams have to wait. Like the deals are already in place, but teams have to wait to make it look like they negotiated after free agency officially opened to avoid penalty.
So you think we'll see more deals announced in the coming days?
No, I think the deal, like it took the Klay thing happened in 2 days. Look at Paul George, right? Paul George knew he was going to Philadelphia.
Oh, the Clippers just kind of went out and stepped on all that.
Yeah,
They did that on purpose too.
But he didn't. It wasn't officially announced. Free agency opened Sunday, it wasn't officially announced like Monday, like or late Sunday night, early Monday morning,
Yeah,
right?
but I'm
Because you
saying in the Clippers statement, they kind of hinted at him signing in Philly, and I think they did that to like spite the Sixers, so
100%,
like so that eventually an investigation will be opened into them tampering.
1,000%.
Like, do
Like,
not be surprised later this year or later this season if there's an investigation about Philadelphia potentially tampering just off of the way the Clippers worded it. I know public relations. Come on now.
1,000%.
There is
Oh
a
yeah,
way
they definitely
they
set it
worded
up.
it the way they worded it for a reason.
Yeah, they definitely giving the finger to Philadelphia. But yeah, like that's I didn't mean to get into CBA
And
nerd
think
talk.
about it. If you think about the owners, it comes top down. Think about the type of owner Steve Ballmer is, the type
Oh
of
yeah,
GM Daryl Morey is. They probably know. They probably know. They're probably working on this deal. Whew,
the,
way
and the,
before that, look at that ESPN table between Joel and Paul George.
and now you have the Clippers opening a brand new arena, and all you got is an old man Kawhi, Derrick Jones Jr., Terrence Mann, and Kyle Anderson. Whoo, buddy, you wanted to be out of the Lakers'
Kyle
shadow.
Anderson signed with the Warriors. Slow
Oh, Kyle
mo.
Anderson out the Warriors. You're right. Who signed with the Clippers? Derrick Jones Jr.,
Kevin
Terrence.
Porter Jr., Derrick Jones
Oh,
Jr. I forgot who else, but those are the two big
Harden,
ones.
Harden read up.
Yeah, Harden with the re-sign, Kevin Porter Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Jones, excuse me, Nick Batum.
That's the other one. Like that's your 6 man. Zubac. Is it like? Good luck, man. Good luck.
How many more years do you think we have of the Clippers just dominating the Lakers in that season series?
Zero. Like the funny thing is, the first game between the Lakers and the Clippers, in the Clippers' new home, LeBron going for 50. Like I just like whatever the over under is for LeBron that night, I'm taking the over. I'm taking the triple double because LeBron gonna go in there. When the Cowboys open their stadium and the Giants beat them in Sunday Night Football, and Eli Manning signed the wall. That's what LeBron finna do.
Oh yeah, he finna give
He
mad.
finna make that his home. Oh, this the guest house.
He gonna be like, oh, MJ ain't played here. Bucket.
In your face.
Bucket. Yo, by the way, a couple days ago, Complex put out a shopping with Bronny. By the way, speaking of the NBA draft, they did a shopping with Bronny, and Bronny got a whole lot of shoes. But guess what type of shoe he did not get specifically?
Any bronze?
No, any Jordans.
He know.
He did get a pair of LeBrons. He got like Dunks, AF1s, stuff like that. Off, collabs like Off-White stuff.
Did you hear that lie he
No.
told? Did you hear the
At
lie?
the press conference today? Which one?
Well, the one I never dreamed of. Like I never thought I'd be able to play with my dad. Dog, who you lying to? Y'all some good liars in the James house.
What if, okay, some of that I don't necessarily think is a lie. I think I don't know. I think
Rich Paul is your agent.
Yeah, no, I think he was probably telling the truth, and then at some point, I think he probably had an honest conversation about like his future with his dad and Rich Paul. Like, well, more so Rich Paul than LeBron.
They said Rich Paul was calling teams during the draft and was like, "Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it."
Well, we come to later find out from like the Shams and the Wojs of the world, that's very common for second round picks.
Oh, I'm not saying this. So let me be clear, because I know there's been a lot of conversation about nepotism, and to an extent, nepotism across the board should not exist. But we don't live in a perfect world. So if nepotism exists and other people in the Mannings can benefit from it, and Bron, then fine. Then okay. Bron want to play with his son. I feel bad for Bronny because
why does it all have to be about playing? What if he knows that he could really, really develop in LA?
That could be the case. And I'm not saying Bronny can't develop. I'm just saying when they in Miami and Bronny want to go to the strip club, one of three things are going to happen. LeBron going to come in and be like, no, y'all trying to watch film and play 2K. He going to go to the strip club and Braun gonna be in the VIP section looking real questionable, or they got to sneak out of the hotel past LeBron's room, like on
Yo,
some Home Alone
Bronny is
stuff.
like 19 years old. You think he still lives at home, or he got his own spot now?
I think he lives at home.
I think he has his own spot.
It he and LeBron and Savannah, no matter how much money they have, I feel like they would say to him, just stay here with us and save your money. Don't matter. Like LeBron got enough money for all of LA. They just come off to me as the kind of people to be like, dog, I'm not taking that road because it's a toll. I'll sit in traffic for extra 20 minutes to skip the toll. That's just me. As someone who lives that life, I can tell people who are like me. And I feel like, oh, baby, you ain't got to go get your own place. Like, just stay here and save your money.
He's got his own spot. Bronny's got his own spot because how you think he be with the means.
I mean, I'm sure the James house is big enough that the means can go unnoticed.
No, not where your mama stay. What are we talking about?
I'm sure she and Bron are on one side of the house. Bryce and the daughter are somewhere in the middle, and Bronny probably has a wing to himself.
I think that's putting a lot of you should be in architecture. You ever seen Seinfeld? Because you sound like George with your architecture skills.
So when and then we can move on after this because we do have a few more free agent things. Like when my parents, like we lived in a home, my parents built a home, and that was the thinking. Like my parents are on one end of the house, like there was like our living room, the kitchen, their office, and then their bedroom. And on the other side of the house was me and my sister because they did like, hey, you got your living space, we got our living space, we can meet in the middle, but y'all got y'all space over there. And then when my sister went to college, like I had a whole side of the house to myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I was the first one to move out, so.
Oh, so you ain't live that life. See, I was the last one to move out.
Always just, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Tobias Harris now being a Detroit Piston with their new head coach, J.B. Bickerstaff, former head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Kyle, how was hockey in Detroit? Because let me tell you, I wouldn't watch any basketball if I was a Detroit fan.
The Detroit Red Wings?
Yes. Kyle, how are the Red Wings?
Yeah, Kyle. Speaking of the NHL, real quickly, Kyle in our comments said in NHL free agency, I would say the Nashville Predators won the day.
And why is that, Kyle?
He also said, going back to your aprons talk for the NBA free agency, he said he had never heard of that until this episode. So you were teaching the people.
There we go.
Teaching people. Thoughts on Tobias Harris?
Don't watch Detroit basketball. Find something better to do in the winter, man.
Here's my thoughts about Tobias Harris signing a deal with the Detroit Pistons. It's sounding like J. Cole's album will be coming this fall when Tobias Harris and the Detroit Pistons begin playing. Because he's gonna have plenty of time. It should. He's gonna have plenty of time in that studio. Yeah, man. Go ahead, go buy Big Sean's studio while you're there. Go ahead, buy Big Sean's studio.
I'd never thought I'd say this, but at least you got the Lions.
Yeah, go to a few Lions games.
At least you got the Lions.
You know, at least one game this year, the Lions will play Green Bay at home. You should go to that game and see the Packers go ahead and do what we do. You know what I mean? Do what we do.
Had to get in the jab. I love it.
What about DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans?
I guess. Like that whole team has been gut. So now you just got Zion, DeJounte, like Valanciunas is in DC, which is crazy. He going because it's Chocolate City. He looked like he liked some chocolate. We got Zion, Brandon Ingram probably gone. So you got the Zion and DeJounte. One of them can't stay healthy.
What about CJ McCollum?
Oh yeah, I forgot about CJ. He too busy ruining the league with these terrible CBAs.
Oh, you mean like the one that just got passed?
The one that just got passed. He too busy ruining the league. Him and Grant Williams.
Hey, you know why? Because he was tight about that shit. He was talking about the Warriors.
Yeah, this This CBA was designed to dismantle the Warriors, and it worked. But now everybody got to suffer.
And we're about to have new champions every year. He just wants a
We about to
chance.
have new champions every
What are the
year.
Pelicans going to do about CJ McCollum? I read somewhere that they were thinking about trading him.
I mean, I guess he old. Like, is DeJounte going to be your primary ball handler? I don't think he should. I think CJ can run an offense. But how old is CJ now? 34? How old is that, man? Him and Dame are old. Yeah, okay, he's only 32. He'll be 33 in September. Okay, I would keep CJ around. He ain't nothing but Kyrie age. He a little younger than Kyrie. I keep him around.
Woo. So that's maybe why it's making sense now why the Pelicans, to your point, maybe got gutted. So I'm reading here that Bobby Marks noted that the Pelicans have actually never paid the luxury tax in their franchise's history. So back to your point, they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay, and the front office's decision regarding Valanciunas and Najee will basically determine if they want to go to the mid, if the club has the full non-taxpayer mid-level exception or the taxpayer mid-level of 5.1. So that's probably why they got rid of. They let Najee Marshall go to who, y'all? The Mavericks?
Yeah, he's a Maverick.
And then Valanciunas went to Washington. So I guess in this article they basically said McCollum's contract isn't necessarily untouchable.
Yeah. Like you're gonna start seeing this a lot, man. Like these teams that are just kind of floating, like these play-in teams, these teams floating at 6 to 8, maybe even 5. Like teams who don't have home court advantage and there's no end in sight. Like you're gonna see teams like just dismantle and start from scratch and start from the studs because you can't. There's no point in paying these taxes and touching these aprons for a team that you know that's not going to contend for a championship. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, as we move into this new CBA, the trade deadline getting more exciting because by then you know, and you have some sort of idea. All right, well let's see what we can get for Zion. Like, all right, Zion, he ain't doing shit here. Maybe a contender can use him. Maybe there's a team.
And that goes back to my point about Giannis and the Bucks. Think about it. New head coach in Doc Rivers. You never know if it's Giannis or Dame or whoever. If they look at this team and they just say, yo, dog, we ain't going nowhere. This team ain't really doing nothing. And what Dame said, he wanted to go to Miami, right? And what the hell could we get?
Cal said this earlier. If you're the Bucks, you want Giannis to retire. Like, I wouldn't mention a thing. Giannis gonna have to come to me and tell me he wants out. Like, I ain't bringing that to Giannis at all.
All right, we can put a bow on that. Anything in the WNBA? Thoughts on the Commissioner's Cup?
Yeah, so last week, Minnesota won the Commissioner's Cup. They played the Liberty. It was an excellent game. For those who are paying attention right now, the Liberty in Minnesota, they're playing again in New York. One more time, this is not a Commissioner's Cup game. That was last week. Did you watch the Phoenix-Indiana game the other night?
Yeah, that was pretty good. It was a little physical.
That was good basketball. And guess what? No one was picking on Caitlin Clark. Diana Taurasi, the big bad bully, hugged her, and they were kicking it and kikiing.
Why they be giving Caitlin Clark all them turnovers when it be her teammates who be turning the ball over?
I mean, that's how it works, though, right? That's how it works in the NBA. That's how it works in the NFL. Quarterback throws a perfect pass, and the receiver clunks it off his hands. The interception goes to the quarterback. Like, she has triple-digit turnovers.
And it don't all be her fault. But then
not all of them be her fault.
And you be like, yo, dog, what are some of y'all doing?
What if some of them like, man, that was a beautiful pass. Like, and we talked about this when she was drafted. Her shooting made her famous, but I always felt like her passing and playmaking would make her legendary. Yes. And some of those passes, man, like she passes like Kevin Love. Like, you know how Kevin Love's outlet passes were just like, that's how she passes, like outlet passes. Then threading the needle. Like she makes passes that you don't see every day at that level. And that's why they don't catch it, because they don't expect it, because they've never played with someone who can make that pass.
Yeah, she's so good that they're not used to how good she is.
Like those pocket passes are so And you're not like when you haven't played with someone like that, you don't expect that. And then when you see it, it's like, oh, it's too late. My hand-eye coordination can't keep up. So I'm like, it goes out of bounds.
She's probably telling the coach, "This is a rebuild year, right? It's a rebuild year, right?"
I mean, they're fighting
Hey,
for the
what's good?
playoffs.
What's good? What's good?
What's up, Bam? They're fighting for the playoffs. They're fighting against Chicago right now for that last playoff spot.
My Sparks ain't looking too hot for us, man.
It's okay. Cameron tore ACL. Y'all good. Like, y'all might mess around and fall into Paige Beckers. Then you have Rakia, Paige, and Cam. Skip. That's a nasty backcourt.
I like that.
You got two guards that can score all three levels, and then a defensive anchor in Cameron Brink. Oh, you know what that sound like to me? That sound like a Sparks championship in 2030.
2030. God damn.
I mean, it's 2024. Paige wouldn't get there theoretically till 2025. Yeah, they got to grow together. Like, it took the Aces a minute. They got to grow together. Maybe 2029. Maybe next Olympic cycle, we're talking about the Sparks as contenders.
Fair enough. Want to talk a little NFL?
Let's do it.
All right. I don't know if you saw, but Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson were at Paris Fashion Week, and one of them had on a backless suit. I need to know if you saw it, or do I need to pull it up?
You can pull it up, but please pull it up. I saw it, but for the people, pull this up. While you do that, Kyle mentioned about the NHL playoffs. The Predators signed. I don't want to mention. Is that man's name Steven Stamkos? What? And Jonathan. What are these names? Marshall. A couple of forwards who have won Stanley Cups. Stamkos is one of the best goal scorers in the NHL. And then he also added, Nashville also added defensive men. Brady, I can't say that name. That name sounds like something the Hawk Tua girl would say. Will either be a top two pairing with Roman Josie anchoring the second pairing. Okay. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle with our NHL update. Oh, God. Here we go. Hold on. Let me make this big screen. Let me hide the chat. Hold on. We got to hide the chat for a second, guys. Bengals deserve everything they get, man. They ain't winning the AFC North.
Come on, man. What are we talking about here? The backless suit. This is with the strap. This is nasty.
You know what Miles Garrett was like, yep, got him.
Nasty.
Miles Garrett said, got him. Don't even worry about it, guys. We got him.
This is nasty. This is somebody's all-pro, quarterback.
Yeah, that's someone's top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thoughts on that? That's your bag? Didn't you say you got a backless suit to match the hairless head?
No, you would never see me walk around these streets. No, you know what that look like? If a black man wore that, you look like a slave. That look like somewhere where a man can hit you with a whip. Hell no, you'll never see me in no backless nothing.
It'd probably be one of those black jobs that Trump was talking about.
I forgot about the black job. What is a black job, sir?
What's a black job? Now, somebody tell me, Bam, what is a black job? Akili, I seen the artwork on your wall. I need you to tell me.
Who were the moderators? That would have been my first follow-up question. Hold on. What is a black job, President Mr. Trump? Please tell me.
That's basically the new you people.
Yeah. Hold on. Stop the press.
You people. What the fuck you mean? You
black
people?
Jobs? What you mean black jobs?
They got to arguing about golf up there.
They start arguing about their handicaps. Like, dog, what is we doing? Ain't nobody talking about policy. We just take it is a versus. That's all. It was just a versus.
Bam said Luka and Nikola Jokic are taking the black jobs. Yo, what are we talking about out of it? What are we talking about here, man? Yo, Joe Biden called him an alley cat.
What's that 1940 slur?
He said, "You got the mores of an alley cat."
Oh,
Holy shit. No, I don't really care about nothing else. Can we talk about the BET Awards?
can we just go straight to the BET Awards? Can we talk about Glorilla just hanging in the sky like an angel because Taraji telling black folks to vote?
She up there doing her best Chris Brown impression. You see that video of Chris Brown hanging? At
Yes.
the show? She was
Well,
up there
Chris
like,
Brown
yo.
was mad and was trying to get down. Glow was just like,
Glow was up there like, yo, come on, we dead ass. We dead ass.
you telling them to vote and my ass is in the air right now?
Taraji up there trying to tell them, yo, y'all, we gotta do something.
Please, baby, vote, Jesus.
Vote. I'm up there like, Taraji, really? What are we doing? Yo,
shout out to Drusky shooting his shot though.
Listen, sometimes you gotta let them know.
Sometimes you gotta let them. Somebody gotta let old Biddy know. Hey, well, not
Do
me.
you think we've reached the point for the BET Awards?
For it to be towards the what? Go off the air?
Yeah, we might be.
We were there 10 years ago. The BET Awards should go straight to DVD.
Yo, they gave the Lifetime Achievement Award to Usher, and that was the tribute they gave him. I was sitting on my couch with nothing but tears rolling down my face.
Dog, I got nothing, man. Like outside of Glorilla, the Stallions.
But that wasn't the funniest part. I just had to start with that.
What's the funniest part?
We had the Glorilla, we had the Usher tribute, but right smack dead in that middle, we had Will Ye.
Oh yeah.
Who? Will Ye. Y'all. This is the Will Smith in his Kanye Jesus bag. Will Ye. Yo, I'm sitting there like, Will Smith making gospel music? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all don't believe me? Hold on now. Don't make me go.
Will Smith said that slap has affected him. How you gonna have a movie out called Bad Boys 4? Have you seen the new Bad Boys?
I have not. Have you?
I have. It's good. How you gonna have that movie out and then turn around and be like, you know what I'm about to do? Gospel.
Don't worry. I'm about to.
Right now. But whatever's going on in your life, I'm here to tell you, you can make it. You are in the smoke and the fire, tightrope on the wire. I see you broken and tired, and all your hope is expired. You're just done with the chains and the games and the shame, and this world is the same. All the pain from the
I heard that little stanza right here. I said, man, get the fuck out of here. That's when the last came out. I said, well, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. And I'm sitting there, I'm laughing so hard, but I'm like, yo, no, I shouldn't be laughing because Kanye definitely did a whole Jesus thing. So,
yes, he had Sunday service.
Yeah, he had Will had the Sunday service choir too. So I'm sitting there like, I shouldn't be laughing this hard because this is Will Smith. This is one of our hip hop OGs. Hold on, I shouldn't be laughing.
And not only is he doing a gospel album, he teamed up with Chandler Moore from Maverick City Music to do it.
Then at the very end, Kirk Franklin is talking on the stage, sweating. That is when I had to officially lose it. But hey, Will, get your gospel talk off.
Trying to heal with the battles of healing. If God is for real, you just wonder if he'll listen. So many tests for the flesh, exhausted, gasping to catch your breath. Walking through the valley of the shadow of death.
Oh.
Keep going.
Oh. Now this little chorus and hook kind of go hard though.
That's Chandler.
Hey,
you want to know something funny?
You said what?
Someone on the West Coast watched the BET Awards, saw that performance, and then went to the movie and watched Will Smith shoot people in the head.
Listen. What was that first part again? Maybe I didn't hear it well enough. Will, say it to me again. Now, because y'all not hearing it. Danny, you're not hearing it. You can make it, brother.
I know I can make it.
Tightrope on the wire, I see you broken and tired, and all your hope is expired. You're just done with the chains and the games and the shame, and this world is the same. All the pain.
You just done with the games and the chains, and this world is the same.
Get him.
That Eminem ass fucking rhyme scheme.
Oh, not Eminem. You know, every time we talk about Eminem, someone come in our face talking about somehow great he is. I ain't doing it tonight. I ain't doing it tonight.
Listen. Don't make me pull up that last Eminem song that dropped not long. It's bad. It's bad. So the Celtics win a new ring, and their ownership basically opens up. They open up the ownership talks to sell part of the team. I'm guessing to help pay for that second apron they're in now.
That's, you know what that is? That's a businessman getting the hell out while he can. I saw something that was like Mark Cuban sold the Mavericks. Celtics owner is selling their team. Like there's something going on right now, and I feel like it's that. Like these teams, he said, I ain't paying this luxury tax. I ain't paying this second to apron tax. Go ahead and leave that to somebody else. I'm gonna set the shop on fire and leave someone else to rebuild it. And for that,
They basically saying, yo, I got my championship. I've been paying for this team long enough. I'm good.
Yep, they said we got 17 before the Lakers. See ya.
Okay, but what happens when we get to 18 before they get to? I mean,
They're not gonna be there when they can say when we left we were ahead, and that's all that matters. What happens after me ain't got nothing to do with me.
Touche. What you think about what Jamarcus Russell allegedly did? You think he did that shit? So they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know, that Jamarcus Russell took $74,000 because he's currently, I believe, a high school coach.
Yep.
He took $74,000. That was supposed to be a donation to the school. Again, you think that's a big deal or no deal? Do you think he did that shit?
I'm gonna flip that to you because I've been thinking when I saw that I was like, I know he got something. Do you think Jamarcus Russell stole $74,000?
Hell yeah, I think he stole $74,000. Yeah, I think Jamarcus Russell. Yo, I went back and looked at his total career earnings, and I thought, well, maybe he didn't.
Nah, he did that shit. 1,000%. 125. He did that shit.
His career earnings were just under $40 million.
Okay. People go broke all the time. I
think he ran through that 40.
Oh yeah. Come on. Tell me he don't look like that kind of guy that blew through 40 million.
What's the first three things you buy with 40 million?
So are we talking about what someone else would do or what I would do?
You, Danny Ocean, go.
So I'd pay off my parents' house. They're already retired, so all they got is their house. I'd pay off their house. They had any little debt I didn't know about, I'd pay off their debt. Yeah, I'd like my close family, I'd pay off their debt. There's nothing that I want that I would buy. Like everyone's like, oh, I'd go buy this, or I'd go buy this car, or buy this house. I don't know if I'd do that. Like I drive a Honda Accord. I love my Honda. Like I don't know if I'd go buy a G-Wagon or something like that. Danny hates dark skins. Bam, why would you say that? That's crazy. Hey, yo. Jamarcus is innocent. Yeah, we gotta go. What's the Shaq joint where he's looking? He's like,
he said all that just to say, yo, Jamarcus Russell is innocent.
Yeah, you could have just said Jamarcus was innocent.
Hey, you have to let it be known. Danny don't like them dark-skinned women. I don't think that's necessarily true.
That's crazy. But yeah, is there anything you would buy at 40 mil?
First thing I'm probably gonna take 40 million and do. I'm buy my parents' house. Like,
okay,
just pay it off for them, buy it for them. Pay off all my. I guess I'll pay for I know my sister's got some student loan debts, nursing school debts. Same with my brothers, I imagine. Get everyone some new cars. See everyone's feeling some new cars. Pay off the rest of. Give some money to all my extended family, all my peoples, all my cousins and whatnot. Well, most of my cousins, not all. Let me not say all.
I was about to say I don't know about all of them. Like I might give Bam like $1,000 and be like, here you go, man.
Nah, I do some stuff like like my dad's sisters, my aunt's kids, all six of
Mhm.
them. Man, 40 million. Probably try to. I'd write them maybe like a check for like 5 million, 6 million,
So
7 million.
here's what I would do because I've
I would
thought
write
about
them a
this.
collective. Like I'd be like, y'all family, here's $6 million. Y'all figure out a way to bust it down.
For me, it would be like my mom's siblings. Like each household gets the same amount of money, and y'all split it up however you want. And if
Yeah.
you spend it, don't you come to me asking for more because I ain't got it. The checkbook only opening once. When
Hmm.
it's closed, it's closed.
That's
The
what I'm
bank is
saying.
closed.
That's what I'm saying. Um, so that'd be the first thing I do. Second thing I do is um, I probably buy a. I'd probably buy some real estate investment properties,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's commercial or maybe like residential. Um, then I
Got it.
third thing I'd do is probably see if I could invest in a few startups. So I guess
Okay.
that's in the real estate. So I guess add that to the second one. I'd probably see if I can invest in a few startups. Um, I think the third thing I might do is try to donate to my old high school track teams. My old high school track team.
You trying to
Uh,
get the track fit named after you?
I think, yo, I'm going to say this, and I don't even mean this in a cocky way. I think they should name the track after me, like regardless. Like
Do you hold most of the records there?
I would, I was, I think I still hold the 100 and 200 record, and I was the first state champion in the school's history, not like in the school's history.
Yeah. So how long has it been since you graduated high school?
10 years now, actually.
Yeah, like 15, 20 years. If it still stands, yeah, I'd write a letter. Hey, name that shit after me, dog.
No, I'm about to. I'm about to. I feel like I should write a letter now. Go ahead, bro. Put
10
that.
years is 10 years is not enough. Whoa, get Bam out of here. How we get people out to chat? Yo,
Bam, bam, bam.
Bam.
Stay right there, because you
Ooh.
know what you are. Hmm. I know
Go ahead and
exactly.
play that. Play that. Bam, I'm gonna tell your wife.
Hold on.
Don't even worry about it, Bam. I'm gonna tell your wife.
Yeah, you know the rest, Bam. You know the rest.
Don't even worry. The
Um,
missus gonna handle that.
what were we saying before Bam came with this shit?
We were talking about Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus. Oh, you think he did that shit?
Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
what
Yeah.
would we do with the money? Yeah, yeah, yeah. 40 million. Yeah, so that would be the third thing. I'd probably try to invest into my high school's track team. But after
Okay.
10 years, you're saying after 10, 15, 20 years, you're saying after 20 years.
I'm saying if the record still stands after 15 years, we need to have a conversation.
But I was the first state champion in this school's history. You
Yeah.
can, someone very much, I really hope somebody breaks my school records, but you can break all the records you want. There's only one first.
I think you might have a legit argument.
There was legitimately only one first. Like my shoes and baton are like memorialized in the high school right now.
I think you might have an argument.
That's all I'm saying. Bam, that's hate. And that is why,
Man.
Bam, you're not sniffing anybody's fantasy championship this year. You know what's even funny? How about you remember when I asked Greg in that chat to send me his address so I can send him the belt? Do you remember that?
Yep, he still ain't sent it, has he?
Yeah. So we're in July now. The season starts next week. I mean next month.
Well, he's done.
I mean it's now it's
Ish.
really not. I mean technically he's supposed to send the belt back once the regular season ends, but the new regular season is about to start. So now I'm about to sit here and be like, well, if Greg didn't want it, then now whoever wins it this year is the real first person to hold the belt.
I mean, you could send it to me. and
No.
backlog as a backlog since I'm the original champ. So if you get a track named after you for being the first state champion, do I get the league named after me since I was the first champion?
Well, the leagues do. I think you would be talking about the trophy, if there's a
Yeah,
trophy,
the
or
trophy
the
should be
belt,
named after me.
or are you talking about the belt? Because the belt
Yeah,
is
the
where.
belt should be named after me.
Well, it is the all money
No, no,
in
no, 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 no.
championship. But what we could do is name this the all money in championship with Ronald Isley's taxes involved.
Ronald Isley's belt of tax excellence.
No,
We can workshop.
no, I just workshopped it.
No, no, no.
Involved
There's a little bit more. We can
the
workshop this.
Ronald Isley tax. No, the Isley taxed all money in.
Yeah, that's it. The Isley taxed all money in championship belt.
See, there you go. It's
There it
almost like I
is.
work in a creative field. I have a
It's
creative.
almost like you work in a creative field.
Um, what do you think about this? Is a more serious one. The NFL was ordered to pay 4.7 billion in that Sunday ticket case. Big deal
Good.
or no deal?
Stop ripping us off. Give us a single team option, damn it. I'm tired of asking. I am not paying $350 for the right to watch the Atlanta Falcons 17 weeks. I just want Eagles games. That's it. I'd pay $200 for that. I'd pay $250 for that. But I'm not paying $350, $400 for Sunday ticket. That is absurd.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never really had this problem because my streams be working. I be finding all the illegal
Same.
streams.
Like I find streams in Red
Right on the TV.
Zone, and Red Zone bridges the gap. But I would pay. The NBA League Pass gives you a single team option. Why can't the NFL? Stop being greedy, Roger.
He said they got to make the league profitable somehow.
We have football games 5 nights out of the week. Jersey sales are through the roof. You're building new stadiums with taxpayer money. That's another thing that I hate that so much. If I were president, that'd be the first thing I change.
What?
That professional sports teams can't use tax dollars to build stadiums. And you can't hold communities hostage for those tax dollars.
Well, I mean, but I guess the only trade-off is the benefit to having them and the business revenue that they generate. So it's like if you guys want it and you know what it does to your economy, you're gonna have to pay for it. Or
I'd love to see a study because I would argue that new stadiums really don't do as much as they say. Because what does it do? It gives a couple hundred people a part-time job, Sundays in the fall, and events around the
I would
year.
say it would give maybe more than a part-time job.
I mean, most of the
There's
jobs.
groundskeepers. There's if it's like a grass stadium, there's people who has to upkeep that grass.
That's true. I would say 80% of the jobs that new stadiums bring are part-time, and they don't pay enough for people to stay out of poverty, right? They don't give people a living wage. So I would argue it's not worth because Jerry Jones is the only NFL owner right now who's built a new stadium that did it with his money. Jerry didn't get any tax dollars from anyone. Say what you want about Jerry and being a racist, but I can appreciate that. Like the new Jacksonville stadium that just got approved. They held the community hostage. That Bill stadium that got approved. They told the community, if you don't give us this money, we're gonna move the Bills. Like that's all they got. Milwaukee, that Bucks arena that got built, same thing. If you don't do this, we move in the Bucks. Seattle sitting right over there. They'll give us the money. When Sacramento wanted to move, were you in Virginia when that happened? And the buzz was the Kings were coming to Virginia Beach.
No,
I was. It was like 2010, 2011, and the rumor was that Virginia was going to build a stadium at Virginia Beach to bring the Kings. And Sacramento said, "All right, man, here your money."
Fuck it,
that's all you got to. That's all you got to do, dog.
Chargers can't find a home. Some of you teams ain't really worth your new fucking stadium. Sorry.
You know what? They can always say NFL. You can always say, "Hey, St. Louis is sitting right there. They love to have a team." And if you're the NBA, Seattle right there, they'll give us whatever we want. Give us this money or we're going.
I think there's a few. American cities that wouldn't mind both an NFL or NBA team.
Yeah, but you got to have certain. Like I know each league you have to have certain things. Like you have to have certain amount of hotels. Like you got to have the infrastructure to support.
All right. Well, let's just say, assuming that these teams fit the bill, give me some cities that you see.
So the NBA, Seattle's number one, right? If I'll just go to Seattle. And again, if you're the NFL, St. Louis. I don't think there are any other Midwest teams. You can't have another team in New York. I feel like you probably get away another team in Miami for real.
2 Miami teams?
Nah, because you got Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Miami. You think you could do another team in Texas?
Dallas, Houston.
You got Dallas, Houston.
Unless you take one to San Antonio.
See, that doesn't sound appealing.
Can't
I mean, San Antonio has a UFL team.
Yeah. You got to take one to the other part of the South, the Bamas of the world, the Tennessees of the world, Kentucky.
Titans. Yeah, you might be able to get away with Kentucky because Louisville's there, like the Louisville Cardinals. There's the hunger for football is there.
Yeah, Lexington area, they love the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess you can make the argument that Cincinnati, which is on the border of Ohio and Kentucky.
You can figure it out. Well, bam! I'm sorry to tell you, Houston already has a professional football team and a professional basketball team.
What about basketball? Basketball, I think there's more options. You have you have Seattle, Kansas City.
Yep.
You have San Diego would be another one.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, I mean,
you can put a professional basketball team in Virginia.
Yeah.
There used to be a professional basketball team in Virginia.
Baltimore, even.
You can put one in Baltimore. Oh, you got plenty. Vegas.
Vegas is another one. That'll be LeBron's team. Don't worry.
Yeah. Man, what professional football teams in Arlington? And you better not say the UFL team.
The Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, Arlington. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're Dallas, but they're located in Arlington. Okay.
Yeah. Boy, $4.7 billion. Roger, when you pay that one up.
Well, he's appealing it, but good. I'm glad a jury said, hey, man, you can't do that.
What do you think? So you think there's going to be a president that comes in and tries to pass a bill saying you can't build stadiums?
No, that'll never happen. I'm just saying I
think there would be way too many owners across major league sports that would just say no.
Yeah, there's too many billionaires that would shut that down immediately. Like I would say, if there was a candidate who said something like that, they would get that candidate out the paint expeditiously.
But one could argue that I understand, depending on I don't know. I kind of understand. I understand both sides, because if you're going to be if I built this with my own money, me being the owner, then y'all can't use this for nothing. This is for us. It's us only. Us being the teams.
Mm-hmm. But if y'all
want to do shit like concerts and all this other stuff that generate money for not me, but not really for me, but mostly for y'all and the people who are hosting these events. Now it's a bigger discussion. Why am I the only one? Why do I have to pay for everything if y'all are using this too for your benefit? Is that not at that point stealing money then?
Well, I would say if you build a brand new stadium, the goal is to fill it as often as possible. So it's a smart business decision as a billionaire to host those concerts, right? Like Jerry uses Jerry World for boxing matches, the Big 12 championship.
It's like some sort of commission. Like he getting some of the money that's coming.
Yeah, you would rake in more money compared to if like you use tax dollars. But if you build it with your own money, I would still say the goal is to fill it as much as possible to make that money back.
Yeah, but now you're skipping over the part where building it costs money. Maintaining it costs money. The tax dollars on that property cost money.
Yeah, and that's why you fill it as much as possible. You said that it's just for me and the teams. You're not gonna make that money back 18 weeks out of the year.
I'm saying if I being the billionaire, whatever, if I paid it and I filled this bitch up for however many home games, maybe a home playoff game, generate enough revenue during that time frame to, or I can maintain the grounds and pay for all the upkeep and all that, y'all wouldn't need none of it.
Well, here's the thing, D. Billionaires aren't satisfied with just that. It's how can I make more money? So I'm
Exactly.
gonna
So they
host
say, okay,
concerts.
the best way to make more money is to open this up. Well, I'm saying, based off your point, if we're opening this up for more usage than just my sporting events, then if I'm not the only person going to be using it, it could be used for this, that, and the third. Then this is a community thing. Maybe the community maybe should pitch in some.
I don't.
If y'all are
I
going to
would-
also be the beneficiaries of this alongside me, the person who owned and building the team.
I would say
You
max
see what I'm saying? I'm just saying
3.
I can
I see.
really.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm saying 3 to 5%. Not these billionaires like, no, y'all paying for half. That's absurd. No, man. Stop.
I don't know if half is absurd. A quarter.
Stop
a
using
quarter-
tax
a
dollars
quarter
to
from-
line your
A quarter
pockets.
from the taxpayer pool, another quarter from the actual government, half from the billionaires.
That money can better serve the schools.
Well, bam. Taxpayers that don't watch football, listen. you
That's
still
true.
but you're still benefiting from it.
How? If I don't go to that stadium for anything, why I got to pay for it?
You don't watch football, right? You're a taxpayer
Right.
that doesn't watch football, but you're a bar owner. Your bar is 2 blocks down from the stadium. Every Sunday, every weekend, when there's a game weekend, your bar is going crazy. What are we
I'm not talking
You're
about local
benefiting
business
from it,
owners.
Really want to, yo,
I'm talking about like my mom and dad would not go to a local stadium to see something. So why should they have to chip in on it? They're not gonna go to no show. They're not gonna go to no football game. They're not gonna go to that stadium for nothing.
but
So
what
why
if
should
because of
why
that stadium, a restaurant, a few new restaurants get built up and around that area that your parents like because that stadium is there and they know more business will be there.
Well, if that's the case, should the restaurant owners be like, well, we ain't building no new restaurants unless we get tax dollars?
No, but I'm saying when you have things like stadiums like that, it generates business because they know people will be there, and if in that it helps the economy, then I don't know. I see them. I see what's up.
I don't believe in giving billionaires discounts. That's the root of it for me. Like as a professional athlete, none of it. You're a billionaire, you pay for it. But you don't become a billionaire by paying for stuff.
I think we all benefited from it. So if we're all benefit from it, we should all chip in, no matter.
That sounds like Reaganomics to me. That's trickle down economics.
Listen, if we're all benefiting from it, then who really cares about the ratio in which what's coming out of whose pockets?
Reaganomics. That's Reaganomics, dog.
How?
That's Reaganomics. That is trickle down economics. If I give the rich tax breaks, they're going to spend more money, which generates more stuff for the economy. And 50 years later, that shit still ain't happened. Reagan is dirt.
Listen, now here's what I'm gonna say. Can you blame certain people for figuring out that there are clear loopholes in the law if you know how to?
Nope, I don't blame them at all. I don't blame the folks who can play the game. But the game
we can play
exist.
the game too if you know how to play it. You just gotta learn how to play it at our level.
Well, most average Joe they don't have the resources to play the game. Like you don't make enough money to play the game. And that's the thing. Like you ain't generating enough money to even get to the start line. Because those tax breaks don't happen until you reach a certain threshold. So if I never get close to the threshold, so how does one get close to that threshold?
Listen,
you got to already have money.
I'm just really providing an alternative argument because I can tell you every 2 weeks I look at what the state of Oregon takes out of my paycheck and I get really upset.
I look at what the state of Virginia take out of my paycheck and I said, man,
now I want to go back to that. I want to go back to what Virginia was taking out of my
buddy.
It's ridiculous. This shit's ridiculous. Clay, I understand why you went to Texas, my boy. Handle your business.
I'm glad you did.
Handle your business. Listen, Danny, I just want to make sure I play this one more time.
All right. It's funny. I was about to say it's time to go because I got some. My wife made peach cobbler.
It's better than when he left office, and I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of this. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another wonderful Tuesday. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us 2 days before your 4th of July. Thank you for pointing that out, Bam. You guys are always the best. Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday. As always, you can follow me on X, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitch, all that at Los D-Mix. That is LOSDEEMIX. Make sure you follow Danny Ocean. Where can they find you at, Danny?
Find me on the Bird app at Danny Ocean 41. Speak on a pod 14 at gmail.com. Yo, get Bam the fuck out of here, dog.
Bam, for all those people who are listening to this audio adventure, in all capital letters, he said, migrants are taking the black jobs.
Sir, what is a black job?
Trump was up there saying, I did more than black people you could ever do. I pump money back into HBCUs. You just let all these immigrants, these migrants come in, and you're just taking up the black jobs.
And take jobs. We got to go, man. I got it. Do you remember the one for the video of Trump? I think it's a black church. He's sitting in the front row and it's offering time, and he reaches in his back pocket and he grabs some money, and he just looks so distraught. Like, I got to give these black folks my money. What?
Look at my African American friend over there. Is it not? It was not DNA. It was USA.
We got to go. That's the one. That's the one.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great night.